Hey guys, it's Choices Talk Show host Nari Day. How you guys doing? Let me know. So this is sort of today's our point of view, and our topic point is that we're gonna talk about It Lives in the Woods book, and we're gonna there's a lot of discussion last year around October, around Halloween, people waited for this book to release not It Lives in the Woods, but after this there's It Lives Beneath, and then they were waiting for uh, one of the spin-off this book. And you remember, like, when in one of the choices insiders, they said that there's in Surprise, there's a horror book in Surprise. People were pushing for this book, like they were saying in various social media applications, or they were asking to the Pixelberry stores for another It Lives book. And they said, like, oh my god, is it gonna be It Lives book? And there were, if you remember, like, they on their socials, they posted one sneak peek to their upcoming mystery or adventure book. So there was this on the floor some drawing with the blood. And if you remember from It Lives Beneath, so the similar thing happened with the main character's family. They got killed, and when main character and their brother were entering, their half brother, they were entering the room, they saw exactly the same scenes, some signs drawn on the floor. So those signs were drawn on the floor. Later we found out those signs were a group sign. So sort of my point of view, what I want to talk about here is that, so are those things of any significance? Because we need to know here, so what is going on. So I today want to navigate, like, what are the possibilities, what are the odds, is there going to be any third book to It Lives trilogy, It Lives anthology, or is it gonna has it ended? So, It Lives in the Woods. At the end of It Lives on the Woods, we say, they directly say, like, there's a sneak peek to the third book. But if you really play It Lives Beneath, there's, so the continuation of It Lives in the Woods and It Lives Beneath, there's not much. Two different main characters. I think it is First Choices book. First Choices, anthology, where you have two, parts, two segments, two installments. But in both of the installments, you have two different main characters. And because the first main character either dies, or probably stays, and that depends on your choice at the end of the first chapter, like, who you want to keep alive, Noah or your main character. So probably it's normal that you sacrifice yourself, the main character. We sacrifice our main character and to save Noah, because we know the story behind Noah and Jane. Now I'm not going into that, because that I'm going to talk when I'm going to review It Lives series, It Lives in the Woods and It Lives Beneath series. Or we're going to break down Noah's characters, we're going to break down Josephine's character. We're gonna do those, and Jocelyn's character, I think, the bully, who was a bully. But I think, though he was at first a bully, he turned out to be pretty good at the end of the day. He saved lives. So, and that's also important. Jocelyn, we're gonna talk about her today, but in a restricted part. So, well, not to go away from our main topic. So what I want to say here is that It Lives in the Woods, it's a pretty awesome book series. So, and so is Lives Beneath. But if you see It Lives Beneath, so, like, It Lives in the Woods, it takes place in Westchester. And if you play It Lives Beneath, we see, that It Lives Beneath in a Pine Bridge. So both of these cities are closely related. And if you play It Lives Beneath, so if you collect all the letters of Josephine, you find out that how you, when Josephine first came to live in that place, when she came, so she saw that the lake, there's some power in the lake, and there is some supernatural power that lives in the lake. And not lives, but it is there, present in the lake. And there is some really, really, superpower and supernatural power present in the lake. And she also, at some point, if I remember perfectly, I don't know if you guys remember, like, Josephine in those letters describes that those powers are basically, what they say, those powers are basically not any ghost, not anything, but those powers are just powers. Powers are not bad, not good, just a power, strong power that lives in the that is in the lake. And just not in the lake, but whatever surrounds it. So in the lake of the pine, bridge, and in the forest of the, so the forest and the lake. So there is some power both in the Westchester's forest and the lakes of the Pine Spring. So now, if you think about that, so now we don't know like if this is spread out in all over the place other than these two cities, that is the Westchester and the Pine Lake. So probably we have to find out about that. But one thing for sure, rest assured, is that in the first, we this Mr. Redcliffe, if I'm not being mistaken, Redcliffe, and then Jane's story, then your main character Noah, either of them becoming the new ghost of the Redcliffe, Mr. Red. And then in the book two, we see like this Pine Springs, magical power of its lake and the ghost that lives under the lake. And when we even, defeat the lake, but excuse me, when you defeat like Josephine, but the power that lives in the lake that's still present there, and also the power that is present in the woods that is also present there. But as I was saying, like back to my point, like when the book one ended, they gave us a sneak peek about the book two. Now here's the interesting thing: when the book two, it lives beneath, ended, they did give us a sneak peek, but it wasn't a, I don't know, how do I put it? So it was sort of a sneak peek. It was like it was not a sneak peek to the third book. So now there is a lot of ways to see. So we see, I don't remember his name. He was the cheerleader's brother, Corey. I don't remember his name. I can't remember his name. It's freaking. I can't remember his name. But so he, and we also see Josephine coming, and so we get to play as that guy. I think Corey was his name. I don't remember. Anyway, so and also Noah comes there. So or your main character, depending on your choice, like who you choose to keep alive in the book one. So the point here is that and well, your main character's fate and your friend's fate from the book two main character in them, that has already been decided in the first chapter. So now that's already been taken care of. But one thing for sure, rest assured, that the discussion that goes in the last part of the book two, that's important, because I'm trying to remember off top of my head like what were they talking about. I'm trying to put it the same way they told it. So they basically said that like there is this power in both of the jungles of jungles of in the jungles in the woods of Westbridge and Westchester, excuse me, and in the lake of Pine Springs. So and they saw people die. They saw people die, like this group also, or also the crew of the book two, but they weren't present there. But the crew of the book one, they saw them, the homecoming. What a disaster that was. They lost their close ones, they lost their friends. Now depending on your choices, if you didn't take the dimensions in book one, you see more devastation. That's not only between you and Devon, between Devon, the main character, and Noah, but a lot of people you have to sacrifice if you didn't choose the diamond scenes. If their nerve score were bad, then that's another thing. But the people died, that's for sure. They attacked. The bully died. I can freaking remember their names. I think Corey was one of the bully, but anyway, I think you're getting my, like, Stacy's brother. I'm talking about Stacy's brother, who's who was we get to play as them at the end of the book too. So now there's a cafe or somewhere that discusses about like what are they gonna do, and they decide that even they, so Corey's brother, and then sorry, Stacy's brother, and then there is Noah or Devon, the main character of the book one, depending on your choices in the book one, and you have Jocelyn. So you three been through a lot of things. Now you three decide that even if you take Noah or Devon, they've been involved in the fight of the book two too. So they decide that they have to stop this from happening. Like they know about Westchester now, they know the powers of the lake city, that is the Pine Bridge. So they decide that enough is enough. Now we're going to stop it from happening. Like when it happened for the first time, we know it was happening, but we let it happen and we stopped it when it happened already. But people, it cost lives, it cost people, they died. So they said that okay, now from now on we're going to stop it before it happens. So we're gonna work on it. So probably they're gonna do some studies, they're gonna do some research, but they're gonna, so I think they're gonna like to form a cult or something. Excuse me, sorry, not cult. I don't know what's wrong with me today, but they try to form a group. It's not the same group like the cult group of that we find in the book two. It's not like that. It's a good group. It's a great group they're trying to find. So they're gonna form people. They're going to aware people of both Westbridge and Westchester. I keep saying Westbridge today. Westchester and Pine Bridge, and to make them aware about the powers that exist there and not to use them the bad way that happened before in Pine Bridge, and to use them the right way possible. And also, sort of, you can imagine like to stop those things from happening. So they take this responsibility. They try to form a group like Stacy's brother and who take the initiative, and also Noah and he calls, and also Josephine. So three of them, they try to form a group, and I assume that it's going to be expanded, and probably, I think people are pushing for a book three, but I think it was a clear sign that this is the end. I mean, period. That's the end, because I think, look this way. Like if you read the last chapter again, you will find out probably that, sort of, that was the end, because yeah, also our chapter 2 crew, they also like Danny. He is a reporter now. So as a reporter, he said that, okay, I'm a reporter, and I would send all those police, all those inquiries, away from the trail. I'll throw them off the trail if they try to investigate or read too much into the powers or stuff like that happened. Those crazy things that happened, or that took place in the course of the last 2 months or something. And the police officer, I forget his name, but I forgot his name, but the police officer, he also said that no, we're not also gonna stop it. So, and as a mayor or something, that is Imogen. She's cute, by the way. So she also said that she's gonna protect those powers, and she's not gonna let them go to anywhere outside, and let outside people know about it. Like that happened, you know, decades ago with Josephine and our main character's grandpa. So all in all, I think that was the clear message that they're gonna do whatever they can in order to protect the power, the divine power. That is bad, or that is not good, but that is a power, and it depends on how you use it, like any power. So, and sort of, like to protect the power and protect the things that happen, and to stop things from happening, bad things. Like that's the crew of chapter 1. Noah, either on Noah or Dave Devon, and Stacy's brother, and Jocelyn, sorry, the bully Jocelyn. So the bully Jocelyn, former bully Jocelyn, who, saves people's lives. So people's lives. So basically, they took this oath, and at the end of the day, I saw them taking the oath. So I think that's the end. Like nothing's going to happen there. Like definitely there is a power. Definitely they can come with like, oh, something had happened. So that would be pretty. I don't think that's gonna happen, because as Distant Shore ended, like it's up to your imagination. So you can imagine like this Stacy's brother, either Noah or Divine, depending on the choice in the end of the chapter book, book 1, and Jocelyn. They protected both the West Ridge and also, you know, the Pine Fall, I think, or Pine Bridge. I don't freaking remember the name, but so you can imagine that way, like they protected those two. And also our chapter 2 book crew, they also protected Pine Spring, and so we can imagine it that way it is, and it would be really cool if you imagine the way it is. So I think that's it. But like that being said, 2018, 2017, It Lives in the Woods came out. 2018, 1 year later, in the month of October, It Lives Beneath came out. Now 2019, 2020, nothing, nada. So, and also the way I explained the ending of the book 2, that is the It Lives Beneath. I think that from this ending that there's not gonna be a third book. So that was the conclusion, I guess, in one hand. But we'll have to see for that. We'll have to look out for that. But not anything can be done. But from this, I think the easy conclusion, obvious conclusion that you can draw is that this is the dead end. It has ended, and I think it is for the best interest. Maybe there would be another supernatural book, Wolf Pride is on the horizon, but it's a VIP and gender lock. But I think something like It Lives would come out, but it wouldn't be It Lives, But something like It Lives can come out. I really hope for that. And but tell you what, guys, if It Lives book it comes out, if book three comes out, I tell you what, no one would be happier than me because I'm gonna be happier because you know while I played It Lives in the Woods and I played It Lives Beneath, it really stole my heart. I mean, I couldn't explain like how I felt about this, but it's been my favorite moment of my life because, not really kidding, but it's one of the best choices books. This anthology. Like I would do those videos. I'm planning on doing those videos on like best choices books or rankings of all the choices books. So that would be crazier to have to like study all those books and I mean not studying by I have to read into them. I have to read those stories and I have to really think about that because I don't want to do any but yeah, I can just mention like some best books that I personally like. Then I can ask for you guys to comment and tell me in the comment section that which videos you liked, and then we're probably gonna I'm gonna probably in the next video I'm gonna mention your name and your favorite books. So for me, I like High School Story, the first trilogy, and High School Story Class Act trilogy. That was fine too, but High School Story first trilogy, it was fine. The first trilogy of High School Story, I repeat again, the High School Story HSS, the first trilogy, that was fine. The first trilogy was fine, but the High School Story Class Act trilogy, it was nice too. But High School Story first trilogy, it was a effing gold. So yeah, so I plan on discussing all the stories someday, and also I plan on discussing America's Most Eligible. It touched my heart too. I plan on discussing Perfect Match. I plan on discussing Ride or Die. And guys, there's a great news. I am hoping like to come up with something so that we can push for this Ride or Die book release, like the second book. We're gonna talk about ways. I am probably gonna go live on YouTube when this is gonna happen. So I'm planning on doing this in the Christmas week. I know I'll let you guys know, but I'm hoping I'm planning for doing that, and I would have to see like it's gonna be a pretty big job. So well, I would see like the Ride or Die. It's been a very successful book, and also we're gonna dig into Nightbound too, but we're gonna talk about several characters like Jocelyn, like Josephine, and also Mr. Red and Jen's character, Noah's characters from It Lives in the Woods. We're gonna review the books, It Lives in the Woods, and other books and other stuff like that. So only thing I can tell you guys that it's gonna be exciting. And if you are watching this, go through all my videos, past videos, and I discuss about the previous talk choices talk show host Kyle and how he disappeared and how I tried to reach out to another YouTuber who I thought like who happened to know Kyle, but so that is all in another video. Go check it out if you want. And my official pilot video for this channel, Choices Talk Show, hosted by me, Anirbande. My channel's official first video, you'll find it out. Go back, in the playlist. I think it's on the top of the playlist, or you can just search through the playlist. So I sure hope that it's on the top of the playlist, but if it's not there, just search through the playlist and you'll find it out. So that's all, guys. I think I had to say about this, but It Lives in the Woods definitely, as I said, like I don't think if I think logically, if I use my head tells me like oh no, that's the end. Like the way I described today in this video about the the last couple of moments of It Lives Beneath, I think not that there's gonna be a book, but when I think with my heart, then I think that there's a possibility, it can happen. Like my heart always tells me like, come on, It Lives three. And well, guys, also let's discuss in the comment section like who was your favorite love interest in both of these It Lives books. So who is your favorite It Lives love interest? Who is your favorite love interest in of It Lives anthology? I'm really excited to know. And if you ask me, I personally like Stacy from book one, It Lives in the Woods, and Noah. He was not a love interest, but I liked him too. I think we deserve to know about Noah better. Let me know what you guys think. He was like the unsung hero. Like he didn't get his due. I think like we deserve to see some parts. If not like a whole chapter, some diamond scenes should have been there. I definitely hope that there should have been some one or two some diamond scenes where we got to see where we should have gotten to see Noah's point of view, or we should have gotten to play as Noah. I don't know if it's gonna happen in the future or not, but I really hope that happens. Now let's see. Let me know, you guys. Let me know like what do you think about this video. And it's gone for too long, but this is my official first long video, so I hope you guys didn't get too much bored. And well, if you have made it to the end of this video, then you have I gotta say, like, leave a comment please, because you have too much patience, and you probably appreciate what I'm doing here. And if you appreciate that, and if you do appreciate what I'm doing here, then show the appreciation by subscribing to my channel, liking the video, and commenting. And let's have a discussion. Share it with your friends who are into choices. And amazing videos are going to come, and slap me in the comment box if you don't agree with me. And there are lots of videos you know in the playlist. So yeah, keep enjoying with this, and yeah, bye.